Today I'm gonna show you how to change the water pump on the Cummins X15. Part number for the pump. This is a pump. Okay, first we go in to drain the antifreeze. So you guys gonna need 3 5-gallon buckets. You're gonna need hex 8 to unscrew the bottom plug on this bottom pipe and drain the antifreeze. After the antifreeze is out, we're gonna take this hose, this main hose that comes to the bottom. In order to take this hose, just gonna use the pliers, squeeze this hose clamp, pull it down and pull the hose down. Okay, in order to take this belt that goes on a water pump on an alternator, so there is a tensioner. This is a tensioner, and there is a hole where we're gonna put the 1/2-inch ratchet on it, and then we're gonna pry it towards the center of the engine in order to release, takes the tension off of this tensioner and take the belt off. So I'm gonna try to do it holding the phone with one hand and trying to get it, show you guys what needs to get done. So as you guys see, I'm inserting the ratchet over there. Now I'm pushing this forward and you guys watch the belt. You guys can see this belt is free, and that's how you guys get the belt off. Can't do it with one hand, but you guys understand. So you put the ratchet on it, push forward towards the fan, and that will loosen up this belt, and then you can feed this belt off of this pulley and off a pump. To take this belt off, the AC belt, so there is another tensioner there. I'm gonna try to show you. So that's a tensioner, and what you guys gonna need, you're gonna need a 15mm socket with the ratchet. Then you're gonna set this socket on this bolt, center bolt of that pulley, and you're gonna pull this towards you, and as you do that, it releases the belt. As you guys see, when I do this, it releases, loosen up the belt. So again, doing it with one hand, but you guys have an idea. So the belt is loose now. When we pull this forward like that. Okay, after the belts are off, so now we got access to the pump, and now we need to take this tensioner for the big belt. So this is a 13mm bolt that we need to unscrew in order to take this tensioner off. Try to take the pictures, videos, make sure you remember how to put everything back together. But yeah, so you guys take this bolt off, and then this tensioner comes out, and then we get access, fully access to the pump. Okay, to take the water pump off, only 4 bolts holding it, and you're gonna need 14mm socket with an extension, and that's how you're gonna take. So 4 bolts, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and then the pump should come out. Okay, after the 4 bolts out, you're gonna need flat screwdriver, and the last thing what we need to do is just pry it right here to separate this pump from the block. After you got done prying with the screwdriver, just grab it, pulley with your hand, and just kind of rattle it back and forth, and you're getting this pump out. Okay, set the pail underneath so you won't lose any antifreeze, because you're gonna have some more antifreeze. And yeah, that's a pump. So now I'm gonna try to feed this pump out. Okay, so this is a pump, and as you guys see, wet spot over here, this is where the leak was. Okay, so this is a seal, part number, and the seal goes over the pump, just like that. Lubricate the seal before installing the pump. After the O-ring lubricated, so I'm gonna insert the pump, and in order to do that, I'm gonna go through here. It's kind of tricky a little bit, but gotta work our way over there. Okay, be really careful to not break anything, and now we just gotta set it back in place and put the bolts. Okay, just like that. And now we're gonna start putting the bolts in. We're gonna start putting the belts back in, and hose, plug, I put already plug on the bottom of this pipe, and then we're gonna start pouring the antifreeze. Okay, so I'm ready to put this belt on this tensioner, and after you guys get everything lined up, ready to go, the last thing what you need to do is 15mm socket with a ratchet, and I'm gonna push it towards the fan with my hand. And with this finger, I'm gonna pull this belt up and feed on the top of this tensioner. Just like that. And then you wanna make sure it's all good on the pulley, so then check it out, make sure it lined up here on the pulley with the compressor, on the pulley with the pump. Check it with your, feel it with your hand, make sure it is, spin it like I'm spinning right now, make sure nothing twist, nothing's gonna pinch, nothing's gonna cut. So yeah, looks like this one's ready to go. So next one, I'm gonna install the tensioner here. I'm gonna screw the tensioner back, and I'm gonna install this big belt to drive the fan, drive the alternator, and drive the water pump. This groove has to go in this cut right here, and then that's how you set this pulley, and then tensioner, and then just tighten the bolt. And the next thing we're going to be installing the belt with the belt. Okay, and just start screwing, get it started with the hand. Okay, I did install the belt, the big belt on the pulleys on the water pump. So you want to make sure the belt sits properly, because you don't want to start this thing and then the belt is gonna come out of a pulley and gonna damage a lot of things here, including the plastic fan and radiator and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, before you start, you want to make sure the belt sits properly on all the pulleys, on the tensioner, And yeah, after the belt installed, the last thing, I'm going to put this hose over here, put this clamp back on the hose, and then start pouring the antifreeze. And we're gonna start and test it out for leaks.